CNN has obtained the audio of Donald Trump in 2021 talking about classified documents that he has. This audio, which I am going to play for you, contradicts many of Donald Trump's recent claims during interviews about classified documents. It also contradicts Trump's claims that he declassified everything while president. Remember, this is one of the arguments. Well, I can't possibly get in trouble for what I did with classified documents after leaving office because I declassified all of it. If that were the case, we wouldn't have Trump on an audio recording saying these are classified because he would have declassified them. CNN exclusive. CNN obtains the tape of Trump's 2021 conversation about classified documents. Let's just play it. This first aired last night on Anderson Cooper's program. It is extraordinary. And at the top level, it is notable for two reasons. Number one, it exposes Trump's crimes. Number two, it exposes Trump's lies. And of course, they are, in many cases, interwoven.
Bad, sick people.
That was your coup, against you.
Well, it started right at the beginning.
Like when Milley's talking about, you were going to try to do a coup. No, they were trying to do that before you even were sworn in.
That's right.
Trying to overthrow your election.
Well, with Milley, let me see that. I'll show you an example. He said that I wanted to attack Iran. Isn't it amazing? I have a big pile of papers. This thing just came up. Look. This was him. They presented me this. This is off the record. But
okay, so Trump first says this is off the record. That's not indicative of anything related to the classification status of the documents. So far, no issue. Let's continue.
They presented me this. This was him. This was the Defense Department and him. Wow. We looked at some. This was him. This wasn't done by me. This was him. All sorts of stuff. It's pages long. Look. Wait a minute. Let's see here.
Yeah.
I just found, isn't that amazing? This totally wins my case,
Mm-hmm.
Except it is like highly confidential.
Uh-oh.
This is secret information. But look at this. You attack, and
Hillary would print that out all the time,
she'd send it, no, she'd send it to Anthony Weiner, the pervert. By the way, isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
I was just saying, because we were talking about it, and he said he wanted to attack Iran and what? These are the papers. This was done by the military, given to me. I think we can probably, right?
I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to try to
declassify.
Figure out
See, as president, I could have declassified it. Now,
That is critical. That is critical.
I can't, but this is
now we have a problem.
Trump said, as president, I could have declassified it. And a staffer says, yeah, and laughs. And then Trump says, now I can't, but this is still a secret. Why would you say you could have declassified something if you did declassify all the documents? Whether Trump is now claiming he telepathically declassified, whether Trump is claiming that there was any default declassification that happens when he takes something, it doesn't matter what mechanism he cites for declassification, as bogus as those methods may be. He says right here, this is still secret. I could have declassified it, but now I can't. Let's listen to the last few seconds.
But this is
now we have a problem.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
It's so cool. I mean, it's so. We here I have, and you probably almost didn't believe me, but now you believe me.
No, I believe
it's incredible, right?
No,
hey, bring some Cokes in, please.
So there, Trump calls for sodas, calls for Cokes to be brought in to sort of celebrate the disclosure of classified documents to people who are not cleared to do that. So this is extraordinarily damning. This is going to be an exhibit for sure in the forthcoming either criminal trial of Trump or something that will be presented by prosecutors at possible plea negotiations to say, look at what we have. We've got you. You might be better off taking a plea. Now, not only is it abundantly clear that this is part of the criminality, it's also important to understand that Trump, with absolutely no hesitation whatsoever, no qualms, no reservations at all, regularly lies about this stuff. Here is Donald Trump in that whacked out interview last week on Fox News with Brett Baer, which was covered while I was away, saying there was nothing to declassify because these were newspaper stories and articles that he had and was showing people. But of course, we know that that is a lie. Here is Trump with a totally straight face, as straight as Trump's face can be, lying to Brett Baer.
I couldn't but that wasn't a document, Brett. There was no document. That was a massive amount of papers and everything else talking about Iran and other things. And it may have been held up or may not, but that was not a document. I didn't have a document per se. There was nothing to declassify. These were newspaper stories, magazine stories.
Okay. It is abundantly clear. Folks, I mean, I know that we on the left have a problem. And the problem is when we see something like this, we say, this is it, folks. There is nothing that these people can come up with now to explain this away. And then they come up with something. They go, no, Trump misspoke here or he misspoke there. Or Trump thought the document was classified, but it really wasn't. It was just Trump's mistake. They will always have some way to try to weasel out of it. But we don't care about that. What we care about is what is going to happen in a court of law, because these are now legal proceedings. These are legal proceedings. Trump says to Brett Baer, these weren't classified documents. In that conversation, remember, that interview was before the audio leaked. The interview was pre-audio leak. Trump says, I was showing people newspaper articles. In the audio recording released by CNN, Trump is clearly referring to documents from the Department of Defense. He's not saying, look at what they wrote in the New York Times or whatever. He's clearly referring to government documents, and he knows that they are classified, that he didn't declassify them as president, that he can no longer declassify them as an ex-president, and that it is not something that he should be showing people. This is evidence of exactly the criminality with which Donald Trump has been charged. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, my friends. In May, we had more than 3 million people watch our clips, but not subscribe. If just 10% of that 3 million subscribes right now, we will get to the $2 million subscriber line on YouTube very, very strongly and quickly. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Whether you're a carpenter, painter, or just want to be prepared for emergencies, if you need a gas mask or respirator, go to our sponsor, Parcel Safety. As many of you know, I'm into emergency preparedness, not crazy prepping, but I want to have some food stored, some supplies. I've talked about water, and multiple respirators are part of that because it's just a staple of being prepared. Respirator sales have been way up in recent years. Natural disasters, wildfires, polluted air, chemical plant accidents, unrest of different kinds, militarized police, all sorts of different reasons. You never know when a respirator or a gas mask from Parcel Safety might come in handy, and it could be when you least expect it. Parcel Safety respirators are also perfect for professionals, contractors, painters, people doing DIY projects at home. All of Parcel Safety's respirators come with a 1-year manufacturer's warranty. Every respirator or gas mask comes with a filter, competitive prices, large discounts for organizations, and outstanding customer service. To be totally honest, I've said before, I'm using these for changing baby diapers. People think I'm kidding, and then they come visit me, and I really am not. It actually is very useful to other parents out there. I do recommend it. Go to davidpakman.com/safety. Use the code PAKMAN for 25% off your first order. The link is down below.